So we just got a new teaser trailer for Season 3 Part 2 of Ninjago Dragons Rising, so I'm going to give you a bit of a breakdown and show off some of the new episode 19 and 20 scenes that are revealed, because of course the episodes did leak months early, so this is your spoiler warning right now. If you do not want any sort of spoilers from the new leaked episodes, then this is your chance to leave and perhaps come back at a later time. Now just getting into the description real quick, nothing really much. The new season is here. Part 2 brings even more mystery, danger, and questions, of course. The ninja are divided. A new threat from the spectral lands. What secrets lie ahead. The next thrilling chapter of the series, if you dare. This is just to recap down here all of Season 3 Part 1, and of course making sure you get caught up on Season 3. Again, nothing really new. This first scene is just of Wildfire piloting the new Destiny's Bounty. If you've seen the episodes, you know that Roby gifted it to her, and so now she's the pilot, and this is really a beautiful shot. You can see some of the dragons right here. We have Heatwave, we have Jiro right here, Ryu is there as well, and this is a very early scene with all the dragons, of course. You can only see Wildfire really here. You might be able to make out someone there. It could be Kai. Again, it's not much you can really see. Then we can get right to the shot of Thunderfang just peering over the spectral lands, menacing just like he was at the end of Season 3 Part 1. We can also see what looks to be Kerr right there, offering up some souls to the Well of the Lost. This, of course, is a ploy for Thunderfang to get more energy to ascend and become a Source Dragon. We don't really know how that well holds so much Source Dragon energy and how it will allow Thunderfang to ascend, but this will probably be resolved and answered in the last 2 episodes of Season 3. And again, he just kind of peers over, and then we get to Drix, who is returning from what I believe is the administration with a couple spectral Dragonians. We also don't know how they became spectral, which is something we will get answered. And here Drix is just carrying this instrument that carries all this soul energy, and they're just flying through on their way to the spectral lands. And then we see the ninja, they all appear where Rontu and Eagle are. What happens following and why they were summoned is a bit heartbreaking, but I will kind of leave that out in case you did not want to get fully spoiled on the leaked episodes. Next up is the look of Geo in the ninja combat vehicle. Geo just starts driving this off of a ramp and lands it right in front of this new ninja team that's formed. Again, the ninja are divided, and here's this split team of Kai, Cole, and Frack, all in their new designs, and they all look pretty good. And Geo just kind of parks it right in front because Geo's the one who actually built this combat vehicle again. Next up, we see this scene of Lee from episode 13. This is during his giant musical number, so here he just kind of plays bells. And again, instruments play a way bigger role in part 2 this time around. And he just kind of gives off like, hey, welcome to the realm of Lee. And again, back in the realm of Lee, the spectral Dragonians have arrived. Lloyd kicks up his sword, and he fights the spectral Dragonian. This is again under the light of a mechanical moon, which allows him to actually see these spectral Dragonians, because they're only invisible unless they are shown in some sort of prismatic steel. And next is the most interesting shot of the entire trailer teaser, because here we have Rogue return. We thought Rogue was going to be done after episode 18 when he fought with Nia, and he kind of departed ways. He's like, I haven't been paid yet. You hired me to find Aaron's parents. We did know that he was going to return in these last 2 episodes, just because when the line dialogues came out, we did see that Jay/Rogue, he did have some. So this is likely from episode 19, titled When Doves Cry. This is likely in one of those Cave of Bells that was mentioned, when they're trying to reawaken the Archdragon of Focus, when Nia goes off on her own to find one of them. This is probably that scene in episode 19. Rogue over here is in his mech trying to fight these 2 spectral Dragonians, and of course Zark trying to stop them and perhaps have Nia be the one to remember the ring of those specific bells to awaken this half of the Archdragon. Now noticeably, last time we saw Rogue, he was actually riding the mechanical dragon as well. So perhaps he lost it, came without it, or it got damaged in battle. That is a key thing to note, because last time he left, he was still on the mech and the dragon. And here we just kind of get into that dynamic fight shot. They're trying to show us a little bit more since they know the episode's leaked. Here, it doesn't really look, it could be ladders, it could be like long banners, but there's just something about this shards and all these cave lights over here that screams that this is the Cave of Bells, one of the two, and that's how all these musical tones can really just reflect and bounce off of the walls and crystals, and they just really get into a fight. Here we have a good shot of Rogue right there with the sword, and Zark being attacked. Next up, we see something from Mysterium in episode 18 when Neo's with this coconut, who is a portion of Gandelaria's soul, and they just kind of team up on this quest. Again, this is episode 18. We've already kind of seen this before, and they just bounce out of this giant chasm. Next up, we see Frack in Imperium. He's fighting these spectral Dragonians in his new ninja mask, of course. They're trying to assist them there because the spectral Dragonians, of course, just showed up. You can see one in the background. And next up, we see this fight scene from the City of Temples. Here we have Rogue and Nia fighting all of these tournament guards. They're just fighting their way through. Here you can also see Lloyd. This is on their way to kind of figure out what's happened, where's Roby gone, and they're trying to find an old foe to help them get information on how to summon the Archdragon of Focus. Here we see Frack training in the Land of Lost Things. Of course, we know Kai and Cole and Geo are all there, and they're just kind of training. And then here's Cole in a scene where he has a bike of the Ninja Combat vehicle. You can now see Kai in the background there. And eventually you can see Frack pull up in the jet. Kai is kind of vanished off screen. And Cole pulls down his ninja mask as he approaches the danger. Kind of looks like all this blue smoke means that the spectral Dragonians are there, and they have kind of attacked the Land of Lost Things. And that's, of course, what's going to happen in this episode. Nia and Lloyd are just kind of fighting around here in this scene. Then we get Ras in the underworld. He's at the forge. He's trying to construct these new dragon icons. And here he is. Of course, we learn that this hammer is actually the Source Dragon icon of strength as he goes and he plunges to Sora and Aaron. And of course, if you know what happens there, Ryu training with Rontu in the crossroads. Ryu just kind of throws out a kick. Really good on him. He's eventually going to learn Jitsu, I hope, become a ninja. Here we have Cross. He's just hitting the new icon he has, and also the Source Dragon icon of strength together. He's also wearing this bone armor, probably what he used to escape the underworld. And of course, this is occurring in the Tournament Temple Monastery, as that's kind of the crossroads for all portals before he ends up in the Monastery of Spinjitzu. Then we have Cole flinging a prismatic blade before what happened to him inevitably. And he lunges right there. And then we have the last shot, which we haven't seen before. This is Thunderfang as he tries to ascend into becoming a Source Dragon and join that council forcibly. We see all the soul energy that he has in his throat. And this is likely going to be a swipe at the Archdragon of Focus at the very end. And then we get into the title card. And that about does it for this teaser. If there's anything else you want me to analyze, please let me know. We're still about 2 months away from the new episodes, whether that be the 2 that haven't leaked yet or all 10 if you're trying to hold off still and have continued to watch this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.